Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Wednesday night live stream with me, Andy from Forgotten World of Movies, and tonight we have a special guest of Mike back again. How we're all doing today, Anne?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
Yep, so that's good. We're coming up really close to Christmas now, not too long to go, so we'll talk a bit about some Christmas films today. So if you've got any Christmas questions, pop them in the comments section. But so, what have we all been watching? I know Andy's been on a big Christmas kick just recently. So, what have you been watching?
Yeah, today I watched Gremlins 1 and 2. I know Gremlins 2 isn't a Christmas film, but I always like to watch it after Gremlins 1. But yeah, I forget how good those films are.
Yeah.
Times,
I think they're
just a
both
lot of
good. I
fun.
do kind of prefer the second one. I think the second one's just that little bit better at times.
Yeah, the second one was the one I watched the most when I was a kid. But yeah, I love those two films.
Yeah. So, what have you been watching today, Mike?
Nothing today, actually. The last film I watched was Die Hard 2. Decided not to go with Die Hard 1 and just go straight to 2.
That is one of the films that I've never really been watched much of the Die Hard franchise. I always go from 1 to 3, never really watched Die Hard 2. I think I've only ever watched it once. So it's a bit underrated, do you think?
Yeah, I think it's probably like the forgotten sequel of that franchise. I think the rest of them are all remembered for various reasons, like the fourth and fifth one are not really that great. The third one's pretty fun. The second one's just, I don't know, it's kind of like a retread of the first one, just in a different location.
Yeah, isn't the second one still set around Christmas time?
Yeah.
No.
That's why I think it feels more like a Christmas film, just because it's set outside, there's snow. Whereas the first film, there isn't really any snow or anything like that, but it's just set on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to give that one a rewatch. What do you think of Die Hard 2, Andy?
I love it. I think the first three movies are home runs for me. I love all three of them.
That's good.
I think the best thing about it is the chemistry between Bruce Willis and Dennis Franz. Like the two of them are just like brilliant to watch together.
Yeah,
like, they're just so funny. Like they absolutely can't stand each other, but you can't take your eyes off them. It's so funny.
Yeah,
but yeah, I like it. I like the ending as well. I know it's got a good villain with William Sadler. I just enjoy it. I think it's pretty good.
So yeah, as for me, what I've watched, wow, I can't remember. Actually, it's been quite a while. I suppose the only thing I've watched today is quite a bit of Midsummer Murders, but the last film I've watched is probably Sleepaway Camp last week, I think.
Yeah.
You went to see No Way Home, didn't you, as well?
Oh yeah, I did. Oh, I forgot that. Yeah, I did. I want to go see it on Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning. Oh man, but yeah, fantastic film. Can't praise it enough.
Same.
Yeah.
Definitely the cinematic event of the year.
Yeah. Probably is.
But yeah, let's move on to the comments. And first up, we have Marvel Fan. Hey, thanks for joining, mate. Hope you're doing well. Next up, we've got David Beach here. Hi, guys. This is going to be a good evening. Thanks ever so much, David. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, David.
Next up, we've got Soph. Hey, guys. Merry early Christmas. And to you, Soph. Thanks for joining.
And to you.
Merry Christmas, Soph.
So, Andy, what did you enjoy Scottish Pepper Pig?
Yes, in a nutshell, yeah.
Yeah, it was certainly something to watch at like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was. It was very like if Mike remembers those those Scouse videos we used to watch of like the Pixar movies. It was like a Scottish version of Peppa Pig.
Yeah, it's like one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, just really, just humorous. Yeah, shall we say?
Couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah,
Very fun.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Marvel fans saying Netflix series Afterlife finishes after Series 3, but airs on Netflix the 14th of January. Is this the Ricky Gervais one?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I've heard really good things about it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, same here. I think it's won quite a few awards, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the Ricky Gervais one. Because Surf said I liked Afterlife, even though I'm not a fan of Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. He only tends to do like 3 seasons, 2 or 3 seasons, and then he just sort of leaves the project alone.
Yeah.
Doesn't really. He's always like moving on to like the next thing.
Yeah, I kind of respect that because I suppose he's always moving on, so it doesn't become stale and like formulaic, and that's a good thing.
I think he took influence from Faulty Towers because there was only 2 series of that. Yeah.
We have DCR 80 Gaming. Love your chats, bro. Major squad goals. Thanks ever so much, mate, for joining. Marvel fan says, I enjoyed the series, but I'm very gutted the series is ending.
Okay.
Yeah. So what sort of shows do you guys watch on Netflix?
I don't really tend to watch many TV shows anymore. I just can't really commit to them. I would like to watch more, but it's just finding that time to commit to them.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Like I can't. I just find I can't have the time to commit to TV shows unless the TV shows I've already seen and I'm like, I fancy rewatching them.
Yeah.
I'll watch Batman the animated series. I'll watch that a couple of times a year, I reckon.
Oh, great series.
I love that show so much, but I can't really get into new TV shows. I find it hard enough to keep on top of new films coming out all the time, and it's you have finding that balance between watching new films and then watching films you've already seen that you love. It's quite hard.
Yeah. I find like even like films on Netflix that I've got saved in my watch list, I kind of neglect them because I concentrate on like my physical releases. And I've got like loads of films that I want to watch on Netflix, but I just don't know when I'm going to find the time to watch them.
Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I want to get into Game of Thrones, but like, there's like, is it 7 or 8 seasons, and they're like over an hour an episode. So it's a lot to get through.
I find an hour is too long for an episode of TV. I think it's almost like a mini movie if it's like over an hour long, and just can't commit to that. I think 40 to 45 minutes is the max I can do.
Yeah, I agree. Because the thing is, like, if you go into a TV series that's only had like the first couple or 2 or 3 seasons, it's more easier to get into. But if you're joining something, say like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones, as the series is finished and there's hordes of episodes, hordes of hours to go through, it is a really hard task to get through. I mean, during lockdown, it was fine, but like now with people going back to everyday life, it can be hard to fit those hours in.
Yeah. The good thing about Game of Thrones is that it's on like the first seasons. It's only like 10 episodes a season.
Yeah,
it's not. There's only a short amount of episodes. It's not like 24 episodes and they're all an hour long. There's only like 10 episodes, but they're an hour.
I think the latest seasons have like about six episodes, 6 or 8 episodes.
Yeah, but they increased the length of episodes. I think they went to like an hour and 20 or an hour and a half, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, so nearly feature length episodes then.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh. Next up, we've got Edward here. Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. In need of self-isolating, but watching Arthur Christmas. What's your thoughts on Arthur Christmas? Sorry to hear that, Edward. I hope you're feeling better soon.
Yeah.
And thanks for
Get well
joining the
soon.
stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Arthur Christmas.
So,
So what's your thoughts on it, Andy?
I watched it for the first time, I think, yesterday. I enjoyed it for what it was. It went a bit out of its way in some moments. I just thought, just get back to the story. But overall, I enjoyed it. It's got a good cast with like Jim Broadbent and James McAvoy and Hugh Laurie. And I think Bill Nighy's in it as well. It's got a really good cast, and I enjoyed it for what it was. It was a good little film, but there were just parts of it where I was like, let's get back to the story now.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
Yeah. I've actually not seen it.
Haven't you?
No, never seen it.
I've seen it about 2 or 3 times, but I haven't seen it for quite a few years. It's a fun film. It's an Aardman film. It's like one of the only like CGI ones, isn't it?
Yeah. Because they're normally stop motion, aren't they?
Stop motion, isn't it? Because I think the last film they done was either Shaun the Sheep, Farmageddon, or Early Man. I think.
Yeah. I remember those.
It's a good film. It's a good film. It's not. I was going to say Pixar's best, but Aardman's best. But it's still a good time, and as you say, it's got a great cast in it.
Yeah.
Soph says there is more. I'll show you some more later, Andy.
Okay.
Oh, so that's going to be a fun evening.
Yeah.
DCR 80 Gaming says Haunting of Hill House I recently watched, very good.
Is that the TV show? Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's quite a...
I couldn't get
I've
into
heard
it.
of it, but I haven't seen it. Couldn't you?
No, I don't know. I know a lot of people really like it. I don't know. I think I watched maybe 3 or 4 episodes, and every episode I fell asleep before each of them ended. So, but I know that a lot of people really do like it, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, never seen it. Never seen it. It's just another TV show. I've not got around to watch it.
Soph says everyone needs to watch The Witcher. I still need to watch season 2. Have you seen it, guys?
Bits and bobs.
Yeah. Again, another TV show. Another new one.
I mean, I'm a fan of the games and I have read one of the books, but I've only seen like 1 episode of it, and what I've seen, I quite like it. The seasons are only about 8 episodes each, so I'm definitely want to get round to watching it. I do. I know it's set quite differently to the games. I think it's set before the games, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they take characters' stories and change them up a bit. But Henry Cavill seems to do a good job as the main lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DCR 80 Gaming says, I'm hyperactive. Anything longer than half an hour, my mind starts to wander.
Yeah.
There's actually some more recent Netflix shows that like I can't think of one in particular, but some of them, the episodes are like 25 minutes long, which is I think is like quite a decent length because they kind of just go by quite quickly.
Yeah, I think was it The Mandalorian and WandaVision, like the episodes all varied in length. Some were quite short, some were like about 40 minutes. I didn't mind that.
Yeah, it might have been The Mandalorian I was thinking of. I think, there was like 1 or 2 episodes that were only like 25 minutes long.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Jules. Merry Christmas, everyone, especially Pete and Andy. Oh, thanks, Jules. Merry Christmas to you.
Thanks, Jules.
Merry Christmas, Jules.
What's this? Marvel fan says, did any of you see the video of Ricky Gervais saying stuff about Prime Minister and the government and compare them to Charlie Sheen and the Salt and the Wounds? I have no idea.
No.
Nope.
Marvel fan also says 1 week on Friday and we'll have Cobra Kai season 4. Cool.
I've never watched Cobra Kai either.
Haven't you?
Yeah. I've only seen the first Karate Kid. I haven't seen the other two.
There's like 3 in there because there's the next Karate Kid, isn't there? Oh, and then you've got the remake with Jaden Smith, isn't it?
Yeah, Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
I've only seen the first 3 movies.
Yeah. I watched the first couple of episodes of Cobra Kai, not really being a big fan of the Karate Kid, but I must admit I did enjoy it. I thought it was quite a fun film, TV series. I thought it wasn't too bad. The episodes aren't too long either. I think they're only about 25 to 30 minutes long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think the first couple of episodes are on YouTube for free because it was first started up on YouTube Premium, I think.
Yeah.
Soph says, Merry Christmas, Jules. Yep. DVD and Film Bloke says, hi, against my better judgment, I finally watched Sia's infamous Vanity Project music, and yet it was just as bad as everyone else said. Was this the film talking about last week?
Yeah.
Is that the one about the kid with autism?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it's meant to be quite inaccurate in how autism is portrayed,
I never even heard of that film till last week, but it definitely sounds bad.
Yeah.
DVD and Film Bloke says, I did promise myself I wouldn't buy any more DVDs or Blu-rays until the new year, but I broke that promise because I ordered Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, and Brain Dead.
Yeah, good films.
Peter Jackson binge.
Yeah.
I was going to say they're Peter Jackson. There's earlier films, aren't they? I've never seen them, but I can remember you talk quite fondly of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
I think out of those 3, I think Brain Dead's my favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Brain Dead's I think Brain Dead's one of the best zombie films ever made. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so funny and just over the top.
Yeah, am I right in thinking that's one that's quite gory?
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Don't
I've
watch
heard some things about it.
Yeah, don't watch it on a full stomach. I remember I watched it with a friend from university, and I could see his face sort of sinking because he just found it so gross. And I was like, "Are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah." It really does knock you for 6. That film. It's just got some of it's just so gross.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm intrigued now. I'll definitely have to keep an eye out for that one and try and watch it. It's funny how he's gone from that to making the Lord of the Rings stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DVD from Film Bloke says, since I found Meet the Feebles for a price that wouldn't break the bank. So what's Meet the Feebles like?
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was amazing. I just thought it was okay.
I don't think I've seen that one. I think that's the only one I haven't seen from those 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're quite hard to find, those films on. Well, I don't think you can get them on Blu-ray, can you? Maybe in America.
No, I don't think so. Maybe imports, but not.
Yeah.
Not in this country. No.
Yeah.
He also says the only Peter Jackson film that he's seen so far is The Frighteners. Is that the one with Michael J. Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great film.
I'm so behind. The only version of Lord of the Rings I've seen is the Ralph Bakshi animated version from the 70s. So you haven't seen the Peter Jackson trilogy? Wow, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
I grew up on that Ralph Bakshi version, the 70s one, but spoiler for Lord of the Rings, Boromir's death in the animated one is like something out of Game of Thrones. It is so horrific and so violent. It's so horrible. Like when Boromir gets killed, it's really like upsetting, and it's like it's really tough to watch. Like it's so brutal.
Is it a kids animated version?
Yeah, but there's like it's a lot more violent than the Peter Jackson versions in parts with the orcs and the fight. Yeah, like there's a lot more blood in it, and it's got a great cast. Like John Hurt plays Aragorn in it, and Anthony Daniels plays Legolas. It's got a really good cast to it, but yeah, some of it's quite brutal in parts.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm certainly intrigued by that, especially for like an animated show in the 70s. I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, but yeah, just Boromir's death's one part of it that sticks out to me because it's just so horrific. Yeah.
Next up, we have Marvel Fan, and he says, was it the last live stream or Big Paulie's live stream where there was a conversation about Carry On films? I think we did talk about Carry On films last week, didn't we?
With Alan, yeah.
Yeah, we did. Talked about like the proposed Blu-ray release of all of them, which I'm dreading to see how much that costs.
Yeah. I think I got the DVD box set for I think like 25 quid and like 30 films, so less than a pound a film. I'm
That's
just
a good price.
quite happy to stick with that. They're not great films. They were innocent for the time, but now they just don't hold up at all. They just wouldn't be made today. It's they're definitely a product of the times.
Yeah, it's an interesting look at what like films, like comedy films, used to be for British audiences back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
so, yeah, they're fun. They're fun, and they're always on ITV3 during the holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Soph says she was on the fence about the Frighteners. Yeah, because I remember her and Jason did watch it, and I don't think they were that keen, were they?
No, I think it didn't really do much for Jason.
No.
I think the first time I watched it, I don't remember liking it that much, but it's grown on me over the years, and I love it now.
Yeah.
Because isn't that on the HMV like VHS range, the Frighteners?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the version I.
Releasing it.
Oh, okay.
Are they?
Supposedly.
Ooh.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah, I bought a film from Arrow ages ago, and you know the way you get sometimes get postcards in the boxes, and it was a postcard for the Frighteners, but that was probably about a year ago that I got that postcard. So I don't know
really
when this release is coming, or if it's still coming. I don't know.
Oh,
okay. I definitely think it's a film that needs more than one watch.
Yeah.
You need to see it, I think, 2 or 3 times.
I think like tonally it's a bit all over the place, because sometimes it's kind of like a comedy, and then other times it's quite violent and quite creepy in places. I think the balance is a bit off.
Yeah, there's like parts of it where it's meant to be like a ghost story, and then like there's elements in the beginning where it's like a legal drama, and it's like it's not really sure what it wants to be. It's just like, but I enjoy it for what it is. I think it's a small movie that's a lot cleverer than it deserves to be. I think, like with it's like the way it goes with its twist and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll have to have a look at that one.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Jules wishing Jason so a happy Christmas. And DVD from Film Bloke says, okay, I really liked it, but that's just me. And Soph says, I'm hopefully going to Jason's on the 29th to spend New Year's with him. That's nice. It's good. And we've got Ryan here. Hey guys, how's it going? You alright, Ryan? Hope you're doing well, mate.
All right.
Ryan's asked, Soph says, why aren't you going on the live stream? Yeah, you come on the live stream, mate. You've got the link. Jill says, P.S. Love Fercy. I'm confused. Jill says, Home Alone is so funny. Yep, great film.
Yeah, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Didn't you say you rewatched the sequel the other day and you felt that was a bit of a struggle to get through?
Yeah. I just found it a bit repetitive. There's things about the sequel I absolutely love, but yeah, I found it was a bit of a struggle. Maybe I just watched like too many films in the day or the day before. I think it just didn't seem as fresh after watching the first one.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Home Sweet Home Alone. We don't talk about that one. That is absolutely awful. I haven't seen.
Yeah.
What?
I was going to say don't talk about any of them after 2.
Yeah, I was going to say I haven't seen any of them after 2. I think it's like about 6 or 7 Home Alone films. I didn't realise how many sequels there was.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like a film that can only really be like a one-trick pony that only really can work in like one time, and sequels is very hard to replicate same magic as the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Jill says, my Facebook crush don't know I'm here, Pete. Quite block him. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jules. DVD from Film Bloke says, I did write about a novel long review of music on my letterbox. If you fancy wasting your time, most of my letterbox reviews are largely negative. I'm wondering, I find it easier to write negative reviews. Yeah, definitely I'll have a look at your review of that. It's not a film I would watch, but I'm kind of intrigued to hear more about it because I've never even heard of it before.
Yeah.
DVD from Bloke says, I watched the Balski films to finish my Ralph Balski semi-marathon. I would. Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. I wouldn't call the animated version a kids' film since Balski is regarded as the godfather of adult animated films.
Yeah.
His first film was Fritz the Cat, first X-rated animated film. Ooh.
Yeah. I've not seen it, but I know of it. Yeah.
Never heard of that one before.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Mike? Fritz the Cat?
No, I've not even heard of it. It sounds interesting. X-rated animated film.
Yeah.
It's intriguing, definitely. We've got Mayhem Cube Gaming MCG Plays. Great stream, my friends. Thanks ever so much, man, for joining. Surf says, I mean, Michael J. Fox was a fox back in the day in DVD from Fun Bloke says, prior to Lord of the Rings, he did a film called Wizard, which was his first PG film. The previous ones were 18, but it's not a Frozen level PG film. Don't show it to children. He says, it's an interesting film, Wizards. I think it's worth looking. Yeah, it's certainly interesting. I didn't even know all about this behind the animated Lord of the Rings film. I'm very intrigued now. I think you can get it on Blu-ray, can't you, from abroad?
I think so. You can definitely get the DVD. But yeah, it's an interesting watch. It's only like the first it's like Fellowship and half of Two Towers.
Yeah.
That first film, because they sort of were going to make the trilogy across 2 films.
Yep.
But they ran out of money. And it completely bombed, so they never finished it. and then I think they did a different animated film of Return of the King, which was tried to sort of wrap it up, and I think they did a Hobbit as well.
Oh, did they?
But yeah, the animation styles are like completely different.
Oh. I think some people say the animated style of some of them are quite a bit rough, I suppose. But then again, for its age, it isn't to be expected.
Yeah, it kind of it has like live action shots, but it over the live action there's animation, and it just looks a bit strange. Yeah.
That is. Soph says, "Have you guys seen Sausage Party?"
Yes.
Nope.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yes.
I'm never going to look at a supermarket and food at the same way again.
Yeah.
It's certainly an interesting film, but it's not a film I would watch again. And I'm certainly shocked that it's actually got a 4K release, because why the heck would you want to watch that in 4K?
It's a bit of a grim film, Sausage Party.
Yeah. It starts off quite fun, and then it does delve quite dark, don't it?
It's a weird one. Yeah.
Marvel fan says, "How many times did Slayer Reviews watch No Way Home? I'm hoping he might end up in the Guinness World Record book of 2023."
Yeah.
I think he's on his 10th watch, isn't he?
Something like that. Yeah. It's into double figures now, I think.
Yeah, I think. But I did watch his video of him going to like the opening, meeting a few of the other guys watching. That was a really nice video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DVD from Phone Bloke says, "Fritz the Cat is honestly not great. I admire it more than I enjoy it. Balsky did better later on." He also says, "I know the Rankin Bass Company got the rights of The Hobbit and The Return of the King."
Yeah.
Right. Next up, we've got David again, and he says, "Playtendoguy, you should do a Blu-ray collection. What you've got? Wow, I have been thinking about doing a Blu-ray collection, but every time I keep doing it, end up buying some more, and then some more, and then I lose where I am going to do a video. I did actually film one a while ago. I think I only filmed like half a bookshelf, and it took me like 2 hours. I had 2 hours worth of footage, because I end up just talking about films for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But what about you guys? Would you do a full Blu-ray collection video?
I don't know. I think it would just take me too long.
Yeah, I think I'd have to not talk about the films. I'd literally just have to say, this is this is that film, and yeah, it'll probably take me forever. I would like to do something like that. Maybe I've got quite a lot of Arrow films, so I might do something like that, like the Arrow collection or something.
Yeah, that'd be
something
good.
along those. Yeah. I think for a video like that, I think I'd probably have to split it into parts. I think if I were to upload the whole thing, it would just be too long.
Yeah, I agree. That would take for ages to upload.
Yeah.
And then to edit it, it'd be a nightmare. Especially where I edit mine on Windows Movie Player. So and that constantly bugs out. And imagine if I had like a 3 or 4 hour video, and then it buggered up and I lost all that work. Oh.
Yeah.
DVD from Film Bloke says, "Yeah, the animated Lord of the Rings film is rotoscope. The practice of tracing over live action footage, Balsky became notorious for it later on." Oh, that's really interesting. Definitely really want to watch it now, see what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit underwhelming if you've seen the Peter Jackson movies, but it's worth a watch. What it is.
It sounds like it takes some interesting sort of choices with it, like as you said, being more violent than the Peter Jackson one, and doing this tracing over live action footage. It does sound like quite ahead of its time. the 70s animated film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, Marvel fans here, and he says, I'm guessing the carry-on Blu-ray box set, it's going to be 150 to 300, depending if the transfer is great. I think it'll probably be probably say 150 quid. I can't see their charge any more for it, but who's bringing it out? Studio Canal?
Yeah, probably. I think maybe. Yeah.
But I can't see if the transfer to HD will be that big of a jump. I don't know.
No. Don't think the DVDs actually look too bad.
Don't they?
No. They actually look alright. But yeah.
Well, especially if the Blu-ray's like 150 quid for the box set and you can pick up the DVD for like 20 to 30 quid. It's a night and day difference.
Yeah.
How many carry-on films are there?
There's like 30.
Is there 30? What?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
maybe 150, yeah.
There was like loads in the 60s and 70s, wasn't there? Then in the 80s it kind of took a break, didn't it, with only a few ones here and there, and then the final one was in the 90s sometime. Wasn't it Columbus?
Yeah. That's the one that's not in the box set I've got.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it done by a different company?
I think so, because I think it's pretty much all different actors.
Yeah.
I think there's like next to no original cast in it.
I know they're trying to bring the series back. I don't know why, because I can't see how that can translate well to like modern day audiences.
No. They are very much a product of the times and would not be made today.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Right. Next up, we've got Scotty Movies. Hey guys, hope you're well. Had new kids arrived today from CEX for £6, an 80s film I somehow miss. Any good?
That's I know the title.
It's the James Spader one. Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, that came out in those 101 releases.
Yeah.
It was okay. It wasn't anything special, but it was fine.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy it, if I'm honest. It is what it is, and that's fine. Like it is an 80s movie, but I didn't get the enjoyment I wanted to get out of it. I thought it was. I was looking forward to it, and I was disappointed.
I think there's sort of something just disturbing about like sort of high school students just being really violent and just, like killing people and doing all of that.
Yeah. It didn't sit well with me, the villains in this movie. Like I didn't even like them as villains, if you know what I mean. Like I just couldn't get on board with what those characters were about. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked it up. Oh,
bless you.
Sorry about that. Thanks. I picked it up when it was on H&B 101 sale for about a tenner. Still haven't seen it yet, but it came with like a booklet and like a slipcase. But I've heard a lot of mixed things about it. There's quite a bit of animal cruelty in it. Some people said about that. Is that right?
Yeah, there's a scene where it's it's not great what they do, and wasn't a big fan of it. No.
Yeah, somebody did say to me to keep an eye out for that scene, saying that it can be quite disturbing.
It is a bit. Yeah, it is a bit. It's a bit nasty. Like it's not like the animal in question. They don't torture it or anything like that. They just they quickly kill it, and then what they do after is a bit messed up, in my opinion.
Right.
Yeah, I think a lot of the films from those 101 Black Label releases, they're kind of a mixed bag. I think I've got most of them, and some of them are definitely better than others, but a lot of them, like that film, they're not. I don't know. They're okay.
Yeah, because you've got like the Silent Night, Deadly Night movies on that label as well, haven't you? And they're not great movies.
Yeah. That's one I haven't got. I remember seeing the box set in CEX, and I think it was like £22, which is not a bad price because I think it's quite hard to find. But I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to buy it because I just don't like those films.
Yeah. And they're not great movies. I think probably one of the best movies I've seen on that label is Suburbia.
I still need to get that one.
That's fairly recent, isn't it?
I really like Suburbia. I wasn't a big fan of the is it the Kids Next Door? Or
I didn't like that one.
I didn't like that film. The only other one I've seen off the label is Tammy and the T-Rex, and that's batshit insane. Like, it's not good, but it's just it's utter insanity, that film.
Yeah.
I've heard that one's quite over the top.
It's enjoyable, but
it's enjoyable. It's one of those movies where it's that bad it's good. Shall I say?
Yeah, I think Howard the Duck's on that Black Label as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's another movie I didn't like. It started off really well, and I was getting into it, and then it just went fucking downhill fast.
Yeah,
I just didn't like the second half of that movie.
Yeah, I was the same. I thought when it started, I was like, well, actually, it's okay so far, but I think once you sort of get past the fact that the main character's a duck, it just becomes a bit silly and a bit ridiculous.
Yeah.
I just didn't like
pick it up, but nah. I see one trailer and it put me off straight away.
Yeah.
Right. Let's have a look here. And moving on, we have the DVD and Film Bloke. I know the DVD set is like 30 quid, the Carry On one. Yeah, I think you can pick it up even cheaper in Sainsbury's. I'm certain it's like 15 quid, which isn't that bad.
Yeah, I got it off Amazon for like 25.
Yeah, that's really good. £1 a film. Yeah, that's the box set.
It's like it lists like all the movies on the back. There's absolutely tons of that. I think there's like 30. But
yeah, I can remember they used to give loads away with the papers. They did.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember those days. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had hordes of them, and then we just chucked them out. DVD and Film Bloke says, I do collection videos once a year, but I rarely give my opinions.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to do it, because then you get through them much more quicker. Because I tried to do it, and I'm like, oh, this is this film, blah, 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 blah. This is this film. And I was thinking to myself, wow, that video is getting longer by the second. If I just show the film, it'd be better, and it'd be quicker, and people probably... It'll make it easier to watch, shall I say.
Yeah.
DVD and Film Bloke also says, I might try to give my opinions. It would just run for hours,
Yeah, I think that's why if I were to do it, I would probably have to split it in parts, because I think if I want to give my opinions on the film, it would just be so long. So I'd probably just split it in however many parts.
Yeah. That's probably the best thing. And Marvel Fan says Argos had it on clearance for £14, but no longer on the website. Yeah, the Argos stills are very hit and miss. You'll be lucky to find them, really.
Yeah. There's been a few things I've wanted from Argos, but then when I go to buy them, it's like not available for delivery and not available in a store near me. So I just can't get it at all.
Most of the stuff is not available worldwide, countrywide.
Yeah.
Because that Harry Potter 4K set, I know I don't have 4K, but that's a bargain if you've ever got that for 20 quid.
Yeah. I've been after Star Trek The Next Generation on Blu-ray, and it was on Argos for £10, and that's ridiculously cheap, but just couldn't get it at all.
Yeah. I hate it when they put those deals up, even though they haven't got them in stock, because it's really frustrating. You see the deal, you want it, and then you find out no one has it, and you're like, really? Then why put it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully after Christmas, they probably might get some more stock in. Don't know. Talking about Christmas, David says, any films you're going to watch on telly at Christmas?
I know Rita Sue and Bob 2's on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I'm going to record that and watch that and see what it's like. I've heard a lot of fun things about it.
That's a fucking film that wouldn't be made today. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well,
I've
yeah.
never seen it, so I'm looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah. But no, I'm not. I don't. I sort of, because I've got me Christmas movies. That's just what I tend to stick to over Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't really watch telly.
Yeah, same.
To be fair, there's not really much on TV. It's very formulaic. Most of the films are films that have been out for quite a few years. The new films that come out, like premieres for like normal TV, are like films we've already got. And the TV schedule is like the same old stuff. You got your Strictly, you got your Call the Midwife, you got your Mrs. Brown's Boys, but it's nothing really that new anymore. It used to be good when we had like Doctor Who on a Christmas day or something unique, but now it's just the same old stuff.
Yeah.
I always associate like Wallace and Gromit with Christmas time.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. I think. Well, actually, maybe I think they used to play them more like on New Year's Day, but it was around that sort of period.
Yeah. I think we're getting the new Shaun the Sheep this year, aren't we, on TV?
Are we?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's Christmas Day or Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I'd love to see a new Wallace and Gromit short.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
we
just a shame. It's just absolutely. I know.
It's just a shame
Peter Sallis.
Peter Sallis. Yeah.
I know they got someone else to voice him, didn't they, for like those shorts they do? And I think he's actually pretty close to sounding like him.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be nice if Aardman did another Wallace and Gromit film, like for the big screen.
Yeah. His Curse of the Were-Rabbit's pretty good. I quite like that film.
Yeah, I quite like it. That's always repeated on TV at Christmas. It's good fun.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of the last short. Was it the Matter of Loaf and Death?
Matter of Loaf and Death.
Yeah. I thought that was okay. But I just like the original three.
Yeah.
And another film by Aardman that's always on TV at Christmas, Chicken Run.
Classic.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I find that film actually quite dark in places. Like
it is for a kids film.
Yeah.
For a kids film, it's quite it's got some like upsetting scenes in it.
Yeah.
But just the Wallace and Gromits have got so much humor to them. They're just like so.
Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah.
The stuff like Close Shave for me, like that's got some of the funniest moments, and like when they're like trying to bust Gromit out of prison, and like Wallace has like got all these sheep stacked up, and he's like, "Oh, brilliant teamwork, lads!" And then there just like happens to be a bar of soap on the floor. He just goes absolutely arse over tit. It's so funny.
Yeah, and the scene with the pyramid of the wool, and he just picks the one like right at the bottom. And they just like, oh dear.
They're a good laugh. Those shorts,
Good fun. I think they're only like about half an hour each, aren't they? They're not long.
Yeah. I got the Blu-ray with the 4 shorts on.
They do it on Blu-ray. I didn't know that.
Yeah. They look great. Yeah.
I think I've got the DVD when there was only like 3 shorts, and it came with like a load of postcards and that's it. I never did get the 4th one, Loaf and Death, but I wasn't the biggest fan of that one.
Yeah.
DVD and Film Bloke says the Ralph Bashki films I would recommend if you want to check out of his filmography are Heavy Traffic, Wizards, Coonskin, American Pop, and Lord of the Rings.
The only one I've seen is Lord of the Rings. But yeah,
honestly,
it's good. Some good
never
titles
heard of any of them.
Yeah.
Gonna have to search these ones out. He also says Fritz the Cat, Fire and Ice, and Hey Good Looking are a bit shit, and Cool World is pretty crap.
I've seen Cool World.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the one with Brad Pitt. It's a bit like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that film.
Is it?
It's live action and animation, like Space Jam. You know, where it's like it's got people in it and it's got cartoons in it. It's very much like that. It's not a great film.
No. But again, never heard of any of them films. One thing I love about doing these live streams, I'm always learning about new films, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Soph says, did you see that Sally Ann Howes, truly scrumptious from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, passed away? Sad news. Yep. Did hear about that today. She was like 91, I think.
Oh wow. I didn't hear about that. I've only ever seen that film once.
Oh, that used to be one of my favourite childhood films. I used to love watching it. I watched it on repeat hordes of times. But like Dick Van Dyke, he's still alive. He's in his like mid-90s, I think.
Yeah. He's still very much got his wits about him, Dick Van Dyke. He seems to be like in very good health.
Yeah.
Like he seems to be like, you know, very on the money, shall we say. He's got his health about him, which is really good.
Yeah, it is.
I rewatched Mary Poppins the other day, and he's fucking great in that. You know, say what you will about the accent, but he's great. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good fun. But yeah, definitely sad news about Sally Ann Howes. What else was she in? Or was she mostly just a stage actress?
Sure.
Yeah, I think she was mostly a stage actress, because I did hear on the radio they said like she did many different like plays and stage shows. So probably that's what she did after Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Just I find the child catcher just absolutely terrifying in that film.
Yeah.
Like even as an adult, he's scary as fuck. Like just no.
Yeah. It's the voice.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. But yeah, wasn't Dick Van Dyke in the first Night at the Museum? I think he was, wasn't he?
I've not seen any of the Night at the Museum films, I don't think.
Haven't you?
No.
I've seen the first one a long time ago.
Yeah, I think he's in the first one. He was pretty good in that, and he must have been getting on there for like 80 odd, and he was good in that. Second one's quite fun, but I've never seen the third one because Robin Williams was in them.
Yeah, I always remember that TV show he did. Was it Diagnosis Murder? That used to be on like during the daytime. But he was in that with his son.
Yes, he was. I used to like watching that. I used to like the theme song.
Yeah.
DVD and Film Bloke says, also I used Movie Maker for my basic editing needs as well. Sometimes I use a variety of software depending on the needs. Yeah, I just use Movie Maker because A, it's on my computer, B, it's free, and C, it's easy to use. But yeah. What do you guys use for your editing your videos?
So I've got a Mac, so I use Final Cut Pro. I think I got it years ago for I can't remember why. I think it might have been for university or something. So yeah, I just use that. Yeah,
that's good. What about you, Andy?
Yeah. I don't edit my videos. I tend to just do like one long take and talk as best I can, and then just upload it. I just try and move on to the next thing as quickly as possibly in my video.
That's really good. That's really professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I do watch your videos, it's like I don't see cuts in your videos, so I've always thought you must just do it like in one continuous shot. It's really good.
Yeah, I try and because when I sit down to do a video, I always like have in my head what I'm going to say. I don't write a script or anything. I just prefer to do it as a natural flow as possible. And I try and make it feel as organic as possible.
Yeah.
That's good. Right. DVD from Film Bloke says, I believe the BBFC still cut animal cruelty from movies from like 40 years ago. I'm against animal cruelty, but I find it a bit redundant cutting them out of films from decades ago.
Yeah, I think the UK is quite, they're quite vigilant with like animal cruelty in films. I know like in the US they're not as bothered as much, but here they do still
they're
cut
quite
it out.
strict on it.
Yeah.
DVD from Film Bloke says, the only 101 films release I have is the double set of The Stone Tape and Ghost Watch.
I've not seen Stone Tape, but I've seen Ghost Watch, and Ghost Watch is fantastic. I love it.
Is that the one that they made it look like it was real?
Yeah. It's the hoax with Michael Parkinson.
That's the one.
And I think it's got Greg Daniels in it as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
But when you sit and watch that, but I watched it knowing it was fake, but it's still really quite scary. Like it's still like really, really like disturbing in parts.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine what it must have been like to watch it live when it was first broadcast. It's never ever been broadcast again. I think since that first live run. I think you can only get it like on DVD.
Yeah, I remember reading a lot. Like there was a lot of people who like complained about it because they were just so terrified when they watched it on TV.
They like kind of believed it, did they?
Yeah, I think they believed it. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's a really, really good film. It scared the shit out of me.
Oh. Another one I'm intrigued to watch him. Yeah. He also says he knows that Mark Mode actually likes Howard the Duck.
I love Mark Commode. Like I absolutely love him, but I really do disagree with him on a lot of stuff.
Yes, I agree with you there.
I have to disagree with him on a lot of things.
His Ghostbusters Afterlife review, for one thing, it's quite scathing on that, really. And then, it's fair enough, it's his opinion, but it's quite shocking to see that he said that.
Yeah. I know he absolutely hates Eyes Wide Shut. He literally thinks the film's shit. Like he I don't know, he just can't stand it. But I do agree with him on the Keith Lemon movie though. And that is it? What was it? The YouTube guy Fred, the movie where he just screamed throughout the whole review. That was quite hilarious. Yeah,
but
I absolutely do love Mark Mode, but I do disagree with him.
I always like his reviews. I always like watching them on YouTube. But I do disagree with him quite a few times. He's not really that favourable on No Way Home, is he? I don't think.
No, I think he sort of had the same feelings about Ghostbusters Afterlife, but he liked it more than Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what he thinks of the new Matrix, because that's going down a nostalgic route.
Yeah.
Do you like Mark Mode, Mike?
I've not really watched him, to be honest. I know his name. I know he's quite a prominent critic, isn't he? But yeah, I've not really watched any of his reviews, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because he does like a radio show, don't he? With Simon Mayonnaise?
Simon Mayo,
Mayonnaise? Mayo?
Yeah. He used to do like a lot of stuff with like Channel 4.
Did he?
Like he was. I remember him. I remember when Clockwork Orange was first broadcast on British television, and he did like the introduction to it, and that was really like sort of like my first exposure to him, and then I realized, oh, he's actually an actual legit film critic, and he's I just really like enjoyed him and got on board with his opinions and stuff, and really thought he was really good. But of late, I just find myself really sort of disagreeing with his opinions sometimes. But I still love the guy. I still think he's great.
Yeah, I think he's a good
yeah,
reviewer.
I just
He's just
agree
that. Yeah, I agree with you. I've always just remembered him being on like BBC because he always did one on like a Friday night, didn't he? Like his review show.
Yeah.
We've got AJ Movie Place here. Evening. Thanks for joining, AJ.
Hi,
Hope
AJ.
you're doing
Hi,
well.
Jake.
And we've also got Jamie here. Good evening, fellas. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining, Jamie. I hope you're doing well as well.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. I know he's not been too well, has he? Or lately, I just hope he's on the mend.
Yeah. I hope you get well soon, mate.
Yeah.
DVD from Film Bloke says, for some reason, the title of Howard the Duck in the UK was Howard, a New Breed of Hero.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never
Don't
known
get
that before. No. All I know about Howard the Duck is duck tits, and that's it.
Yeah, and that's like within the first 5 minutes of the film as well.
Yeah. He's made little cameo appearances in the MCU.
Yeah, I think he has in Guardians of the Galaxy, didn't he? And Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame as well, and he's in the first 2 Guardians movies, and he's in Endgame. Yeah.
I wonder whether Disney will use him for like a TV show future down the line or not.
Yeah. I'm finding the TV shows on Disney very much they're running dry with me, unfortunately. My interest.
Have you seen Hawkeye, like the new episodes or not?
No, I've only seen the first 2.
Yeah, I've yet to see it myself. I didn't mind Loki, I didn't mind WandaVision, but I'm not in a rush to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I actually that was actually my favorite one, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, I thought the idea of it was pretty good. I thought, right, let's have a new Captain America, but let's have someone who's not up to the job, which is why it's very bad. And I thought that actually makes for like an interesting character, someone who goes too far and he's not suited to play. He's not suited to this role, and it made for an interesting watch, I think.
Oh, that's good. I might actually have to watch it. I know I absolutely love the Winter Soldier film. So has it got a similar sort of tone to that?
It's not as good as Winter Soldier, in my opinion. I think Winter Soldier's like an immaculate spy action movie, which is
I agree.
It's really good. But this was more. I thought this was more of a character study. It's like, someone's now the new Captain America, and some people like it and some people don't.
Yeah.
And people like sort of treat him like you're no Steve Rogers. You're not going to fill his shoes. And I agreed with it. I was watching the show like, this guy's not Captain America. But it's interesting to see that he's been put in the role, but he's not up to the job.
Yeah.
Like he's not suited to do it. And it was just sort of, it was just interesting. Yeah.
Have you seen it, Mike? Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Have I seen that? I don't think I've seen that one. I'm a bit behind with a lot of my Marvel films. Yeah. I've seen like most of what I would say are like the important ones. But yeah, there's a lot that I need to catch up with.
Yeah. I think spreading them out between TV shows and films really doesn't help. There's already enough going on with the films, especially if they're releasing like 3 or 4 a year, and watching like 3 or 4 TV shows as well. Because this will be like the 4th one this year, won't it? With Hawkeye, WandaVision, Loki, Falcon, Winter Soldier. Then you got the films as well. It's a lot to ask of people to watch all that if they want to follow on from the story. I kind of wish they'd just be standalone tales.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. DVD for Film Bloke says they thought it would do better, but it's a movie about a duck called Howard. No wonder it bombed in the UK as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soph says Rita Sue and Bob too. Well, let's just say interesting. Haha.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued to watch it. I don't really know much about it, but I've heard there's is there a certain song in that people sing? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the Gangbang song by Black Lace. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely gonna watch it, see what it's like.
Yeah.
When did that first come out?
Oh, it must have been like the early 80s, I think. I don't know. But it might have been 1987, something like that, round about then.
Yeah.
Yeah. But never be made today, that.
No. I'm very looking forward to watching it, seeing what it's like. So yeah, it's recorded. Have you seen it, Mike?
Nope, not even heard of it.
Whoa.
God. Yeah, it's a rough one.
Right. DVD from Film Bloke says, yeah, I nearly got the Bond Blu-ray set and the Carry On set, but they fucking didn't have it in. Yeah, because the Bond Blu-ray set went down to like about 20 quid, I think. It went down to a silly price. But again, a lot of these offers are too good to be true, and they are because they never have them in stock.
Yeah.
Have they released a new Bond set with No Time to Die in it? Or is these,
Nope. Nope, it's just that box set of to Spectre, and that's all they've done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's strange. I would have thought they'd have done another one with No Time to Die, but somebody says something to do with that being to do with a different movie studio. But I think most of the Bond films all have different movie studios, I think, don't they?
It's like I think it's mainly like MGM and United Artists.
Yeah.
I think Spectre had something to do with Sony or Skyfall did. One of them did.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Jamie said, still in bed, not well, but I'll get there. Hope you get well soon, mate.
Yeah.
Yep. And Marvel Fan says the same. And we've got Matt V Movies here. Good evening, all. Good evening, Matt. Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Matt.
Right. DVD for Film Bloke says, yeah, I've never touched the TV in years, bar the occasional repeats.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've noticed, like, since the lockdown, I've watched less and less normal TV because there's never nothing on, and just like watch films or TV shows that I've got in my collection, all like online through streaming. There's just really isn't much on TV anymore, I don't think. And there's rarely that big event TV show that gets people to watch. I think the last one was probably Line of Duty.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I've just completely gone off TV at Christmas. Just don't know what it is.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people don't watch like TV now because like the TV viewings for years ago used to be astronomically high, but now they rarely get like 10 million viewers. It's normally just the Queen's speech that does well, and everything else doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie says, thanks, Marvel and Soph. DVD for Film Bloke says, yeah, Wallace and Gromit are great. Sadly, I don't think they'll be making any more following the passing of Peter Sallis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. They might do later on down the line. I don't know. But it definitely won't be the same without him.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
DVD from Film Bloke says the background of Cool World is honestly more interesting due to its extensive studio meddling.
Yeah. I do like watching films that kind of have like a a rough history and
troubled development.
Yeah, I like reading about all that stuff.
Yeah, I've watched a few films about it. I did watch videos about it. I did watch one about Spider-Man 3 the other day, and it definitely was a messy situation behind the scenes with that, with Sony meddling in.
Yeah, because wasn't it like so? I think Sony said something like Sam Raimi's just using the villains he wants to use and not the fan favorites. So they forced him to use Venom or something like that.
Yeah, he wanted to have, was it Vulture? And they said like no, and then they said like we want you to have Venom. You've got to have Venom in. And they were trying to do like Spider-Man 4, because even though Spider-Man 3 wasn't as good as the other two, it made the most out of that trilogy.
Yeah.
And they were in talks to do a fourth one, and I think Raimi wanted Vulture, but Sony said no, we want Lizard. And then they just walked away. And then within a couple of days after, they announced the Amazing Spider-Man reboot. So obviously, probably Sony had plans to ditch the Raimi trilogy stuff and just go their own way again.
Yeah.
It's definitely a shame, because it would have been nice if Sony didn't meddle with Spider-Man 3 and we got the true film that he wanted to do, and then later on, like Spider-Man 4 and 5, maybe we would have seen Venom. But I thought, like, was it Tobin, whatever his name is, Tobin Grace?
Yeah.
Topher Grace,
he was really miscast as Eddie Brock in that film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might be controversial. I might be controversial here, but I prefer him over Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock.
Really?
I do not like those movies, the Venom ones. Honest.
Yeah.
I just don't like them. I'm one of those people who defends Spider-Man 3. Like, I enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
I'll get enjoyment out of it. I know it has its moments of stupidity, but I still overall find it entertaining.
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm going to go out and defend Amazing Spider-Man 2, because I used to hate that film. I rewatched both of them the other day, and I didn't love it, but I liked it so much more than I remember.
Yeah, that's another film that was a bit messy, but there is some good parts in there. I mean, definitely the relationship between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone. It is front and full center of that film for me. Definitely the ending.
Yeah.
But I think like Jamie Foxx was good in it. It was just the design of Electro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the design of Electro. It's one of those movies that suffers from too many villain syndrome.
Yeah.
I felt like they didn't really need Green Goblin in it, just because we've already seen him before in the Raimi films. They should have just
I wasn't overly keen on, what's his name? Dane, whatever his name is, who played him.
Dane DeHaan.
Yeah, I was not very keen on him, and I thought Rhino was a bit pointless in the film.
Wasted. Yeah, just completely wasted.
Yeah.
Instead of Goblin, they should have focused more on Rhino.
Yep, I agree. But I don't know. But yeah, moving on, we have Koroshia Ichi. Hello, everyone. How far behind in the chat are we? Let me check. Not that bad. Not that bad at all. We've got a few comments to get through, which is good. DVD from Film Bloke says, I should say, Fritz the Cat, Fire and Ice, and Hey Good Looking are a bit shit. I'm more mixed on them.
Okay.
So says, hey, one of my favourite humans. Oh, shucks. You know what to say, make me blush better. Jason. DVD from Film Bloke says, I know Hank Azaria, Apu, Mo, and in The Simpsons was in the second night at the museum. Yes, I think he was. Yes, he played like one of the pharaohs, I think.
Yeah. He tends to pop up in random movies as well.
Yeah,
he does, because he was in The Mystery Man, weren't he?
Yeah.
Godzilla as well.
Godzilla.
The Roland Emmerich one.
There's quite a few people from The Simpsons in that film.
Yeah.
Like the guy who plays Mr. Burns,
Nancy Cartwright's in it as well.
Yeah.
Koshi says, it's not Ryan not on today. Ryan's decided to have a rest day off it. Marvel fan says, DVD and film bloke, I don't want Wallace to be recast because Peter Sallis was so iconic, but recasting Wallace with a new voice actor would ruin it. Yeah,
I can see where you're from. Yeah, I think it all depends on how much you love Wallace and Gromit. Like, what's your opinion on it? But I do understand where he's coming from.
Yeah.
I think if they can get a good voice actor and a script very traditional how the series used to be or the shorts used to be, then maybe it could work. I could definitely see Wallace and Gromit coming back in the future in some form or another. I can see it probably in 10 years' time. But it'll be interesting to see how they tackle it. I can't see they'll leave that IP alone, Aardman, because that is the thing that made him, weren't it?
Yeah.
Jason's watching a film. I think he's watching Shang-Chi, I think.
Yeah, he's watching Shang-Chi tonight,
Great film. They do recast him for adverts, but it's not the same. Peter Sallis,
Yeah.
So, Kawashia Ichi says, so, who has seen the new Spider-Man movie and who's the absolute going to spoil it for everyone in this stream?
I won't spoil it.
No, I won't spoil it. All I say is go and see it.
Yeah.
It's an event.
It's my favourite film of the year.
Top 3 for me, or top 2, definitely. Fantastic film.
Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I wasn't really expecting much from it, but it did surprise me, and I did really like it.
Yeah.
I just feel as if the three Tom Holland movies have progressively got stronger as they've gone on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Definitely, I wasn't keen on Homecoming at all. Far From Home. I did rewatch Homecoming the other day before I went to see No Way Home and did enjoy it much more. But Far From Home, I had a lot of fun with that. I honestly think that's one of my favourite ones. Not as good as No Way Home or a few others, but I did have a good time with it. And No Way Home was just so much fun. It is
I think
brilliant end to it.
I think Far From Home and No Way Home could just run as one film.
Yeah.
Like they just there's no break between them really. It just sort of flows perfectly between the two.
Yeah. It picks off as soon as the other one left off. And that's what I like so much about it.
Yeah.
But it's a very satisfying conclusion, but I'm not going to say no more because I don't want to spoil it. DVD Even Film Bloke says, I wasn't keen on Eyes Wide Shut, and this is coming from a Kubrick nut. I really need to watch this one again.
Yeah, I love that film. It's probably my second favourite Kubrick film. I think it's quite underrated.
Is that his final film, is it?
Yeah.
I think it's definitely one of his most polarizing. People either they're at two ends of the spectrum on that one. Either love it or hate it. Me personally, I really, really enjoyed it for what it was. I think it's definitely style over substance, but I still really enjoyed it. I think the movie looks absolutely striking, but I can understand people not being keen on it completely. Yeah.
Is that the one with Tom Cruise in it?
Yeah.
And Nicole Kidman as well. Yeah.
Nicole Kidman, yeah. Because I think he pass away just before the film was released, I think.
I think it was around about that time because he was due to direct AI, I think.
Yeah.
Very quickly afterwards, and then he passed away, and then Steven Spielberg picked it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's really there's conflicting reports over who actually had the final say on Eyes Wide Shut, because some people say that the film was finished and complete before he died, but then there are others who say that the film wasn't finished when he died, and that somebody else had to take over, but it's never really been confirmed.
No.
Yeah. But it's definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, I definitely will get around to it. DVD Film Bloke says, I know Mark Mode can be quite scathing on Tarantino films. First time I came across Mark Mode was his appearance on Dear Censor documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he does quite a few like BBC4 like TV show documentaries about films. I've seen one or two of them, and he does release quite a few books as well.
Yeah. But yeah, this is another thing where I disagree with him on, because I absolutely love Tarantino's movies. I did a marathon of them a couple of weeks ago, and I really think the one for me that's the weakest is probably Death Proof, but I still don't mind it.
Yeah.
But I think all the others, I think Pulp Fiction's the best one by far.
Yeah.
In my opinion. But I think with Tarantino's newer films, he seems to put a lot more humor in them. Whereas his earlier stuff, it feels a bit more grounded and real.
Yeah.
But I still like them. I still like the newer ones. But I just find I think Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction are the two I sort of resonate with the most. But I really enjoy the two Kill Bill movies for what they are. They're a great double feature.
I like Inglourious Bastards. I think that's kind of almost underrated in his filmography a little bit.
Yeah. Because that's the one that doesn't really seem to be grounded in reality, but it's still enjoyable. You still go with it. Kind of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's like the two movies that are based on true events, but he plays around with the narrative. What really happened, but you still quite like it, even though it's fictional.
Hello, Ryan. Welcome to the stream.
Hey.
Hey, Ryan.
I should have been here hours ago, but I've been busy.
You dressed for the occasion, I see.
Well, yeah, I'm the only one who's dressed for the occasion. So much for being a Christmas special, I guess.
Yeah. We haven't actually talked much about.
I've got a Christmas jumper on.
No. Yes, you are. The Back to the Future one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, Pete and Mike actually failed to dress up. Wow. At least me and Andy made an appearance all Christmas.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get on to some more comments. And DVD from Film Bloke says, I don't tend to watch a lot of modern films, so I neither agree or disagree when it comes to Mark Mo's reviews.
Can suck it.
Edward says, what movies are you hoping to get for Christmas?
And what me? Ooh, I'm just wondering what's inside that. What's it that parcel that you sent me, Pete?
Well, I told you, 50 Shades of Grey and Centrinians.
I told them to fuck off the other day for that.
Yeah. But what about you, mate? What about you, mate? What do you want for Christmas? Or should I say?
I don't really think anyone's going to get me any movies for Christmas. I'm hoping to just get the money myself, and I'll just buy what I want.
Yeah, that's probably the best thing. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I don't really like. If I'm honest, I don't really like people buying me movies. I just I tend to buy them myself. I don't really ask for them for Christmas.
Yeah,
that's just me.
As for me, I know I've got some films for Christmas. One of them is Black Widow, which I'm looking forward to watching. Though I know it's not very good, I'm just intrigued to watch it.
Yeah,
I've heard if I can speak properly, Ray Winston's quite interesting in that film because doesn't he have like a Russian accent?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's kind of like the Russian Harvey Weinstein in that film.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. Yeah.
Right. Marvel fan says they should reboot Howard the Duck. I've heard Kevin Smith is going to make a Howard the Duck series with Hulu. Isn't this the guy who done the Masters of the Universe TV show without He-Man in?
Yeah, it is, and it's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not what He-Man is supposed to be. It's all PC now.
Yeah, I can remember it was definitely like a sort of misleading trailer because I saw the trailer and thought it looked really good, and then I've heard like all the reviews seem to be very mixed.
It lost, like, it's meant to be about He-Man. That's the whole thing what Master of the Universe is. But and they actually find out they discovered the secret, which is, and it's all Tila.
Yeah.
It's a show all about Tila. Oh yeah, this is this big massive build-up from the original series. Just to find out, so it was all about some lass. That was the greatest secret. It's like, what the fuck is it?
Did you watch the He-Man TV series, Mike?
No, I haven't seen it.
No, you didn't. No. Did you watch it, Andy?
No, I heard it was really bad. It took it in a really weird direction, so I just was like, no.
DVD and Film Bloke says we need Kevin Smith to play Howard the Duck.
No. No.
That's an interesting viewpoint. Yeah, moving on, we've got Koroshia Ichi here saying, oh, Jesus Christ, it's almost Christmas apparently. Why does nobody ever tell me these unimportant things?
I don't know what's going to be great for Christmas. It's not really on that Christmas. Not even. No. The only time when I turn on the telly is when I turn Doctor Who on. I've done it for the past couple of years. I'm very ashamed.
Yeah. Marvel fan has a good call out for Howard the Duck. Seth Green, aka Chris Griffin, in the MCU as the voice of Howard the Duck. That would be a good choice. Yeah, I'll be up for that.
It'd be a more obvious choice.
It'd be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, we've got Mad Treed here. Hey guys, happy holidays! Dropping a huge like. Thanks, mate, for watching. Means a lot.
Yeah.
Marvel fan says they should make Spider-Man 4 and The Amazing Spider-Man 3.
Agreed.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
There's rumored that Andrew Garfield has signed off for multiple of Spider-Man projects.
Yeah, but no spoilers for No Way Home. Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't really give a spoiler. It's rumored to be, but I doubt it'll happen anyway.
Yeah. DVD Film Bloke says, maybe because I'm not a comic book fan, I enjoyed 3 of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
Me
too.
They're all fun films.
I like all 3 of them.
My secret's out. I am Sam Raimi. I'm 60 odd years old. But look, more younger than I used to be.
Yep. This is a really interesting comment by DVD Film Bloke. Crucify me because I prefer Spider-Man 3 over Army of Darkness. Wow.
So do I, if I'm honest.
Really?
I don't mind Army of Darkness, but if you said to me which one would you rather watch, I'd probably watch Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, Army of Darkness is just a comedy. That's what it is. It's just a low-budget Universal comedy. That's what the whole film is, and it's a good film. With it makes like Bruce Campbell more of a badass in that film, right? Yeah. But yeah, Spider-Man 3 is probably the most obvious choice.
Yeah.
So, first one, second one, top notch.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? Which would you prefer, Spider-Man 3 or Army of Darkness?
Probably Army of Darkness. I do love that film. I know it's I know it is like less horror than the other two, but I have a lot of fun with it.
I really need to watch the Evil Dead trilogy. I've got it, but again, still haven't seen it, like most of my films. But Kawashia Ichi says Peter Parker is Spider-Man and he beats the villain. I think. I don't know. I've never seen it. Kawashia Ichi says won't be able to see Spider-Man as we're in lockdown. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. We'll see it eventually, though. Nice to hear you all liked it. DVD, film bug. Oh my god, how could you? I thought you loved me. Yeah. DVD and film bloke says, I love no one. Only joking. And Koshi Ichi says, at least the new Spider-Man can't be as lame as the new West Side Story. God, that was beyond average. Now, I've heard hordes of positive things about it, basically just saying it's a one-to-one remake, but just nice looking.
I've heard good things about the new West Side Story.
Yeah, because it's a Steven Spielberg film, isn't it now?
Yeah.
No, I'm watching it. Steven Spielberg doing a musical.
Yeah, it's certainly an odd prospect. It was when it was announced, I thought, like, really, a remake of West Side Story? But if it comes to streaming, I'll definitely give it a go. I'm not a musical person, but I'll give it a go. What about you, Andy?
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. I think I've seen all of Steven Spielberg's other films that he's done. Just haven't seen this new West Side Story. I like the original. I'll definitely give the remake a watch.
Oh, never seen the original. What about you, Mike? Have you seen West Side Story, or would you like to watch it if it comes streaming or when it's released?
I'm not that interested in it, to be honest. I will probably watch it at some point, but I'm not the biggest fan of Spielberg as well. I like his early stuff, but I think a lot of his recent films are just, I don't know. I think they're a bit safe. They're a bit, I don't know. They're just not really for me.
They come across as a bit average, I think. A bit plain.
Because I know a lot of people say that BFG one he done a few years ago is a bit playing it safe.
Yeah. I didn't like the BFG. I thought it was really bland. Just boring.
Yeah. I have not seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of things about it. Yeah. Soph says, Rai, I love the hat. He's took it off now.
I took it off. They would have messed me here up.
Yep. Edward's here and he says, what are your thoughts on the new Doctor Strange trailer? Yeah, because they showed it off today on IGN.
Yeah.
You know what the main thing is? I saw it at the cinema on the 15th before the trailer even got released. So I was happy with that.
Yep. Yeah, it looks good. It's Doctor Strange. I really enjoyed the first Doctor Strange film. I thought it was a visually stunning film, something a little bit different. I thought Benedict Cumberbatch was great in it. Tilda Swinton was great in it. Mads Mikkelsen was good in it, but I thought he was underused a little bit. And what's his name? Benedict Wong. I like him as well. I think he's great. Really looking forward to the sequel. Can't wait. Scarlet Witch is in it. Sign me up. What about you, Andy?
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. I think it looks great. And it's being done by Sam Raimi, so let's hope it it delivers.
Yeah. I think this is like his first superhero film since Spider-Man 3, isn't it?
It's his first film, I think, since Oz the Great and Powerful, which was 2013. It's about 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he directed that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I enjoy that film. I think it's
all right. Yeah,
it's enjoyable.
So, what did you thought of the Doctor Strange trailer, Mike?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like you guys say, I'll probably watch it because of Sam Raimi. I was never really the biggest fan of Doctor Strange. I think the first Doctor Strange film, I thought it was okay, but well, I didn't enjoy it that much, but
yeah,
I liked him more in No Way Home. So I think like he had a lot of fun with his character in that film. So I probably will see the new one.
Yeah. And what about you? What did you thought of the Doctor Strange trailer, Ryan?
Well, I actually already knew there was a character that was already going to be happening because I saw What If.
Yeah,
So,
but we won't spoil it for people who haven't seen the trailer, Ryan.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the trailer's out, so people already would have seen the trailer. So it's not really a spoiler, is it? Everyone would have seen it. So this interesting. Like, it's going to be a horror, but it's depending, like, where they're going to take it. It's like, I can tell it's going to be horror, but so kids can watch it as well. There's no way this new Doctor Strange film looks really suitable for kids. It looks more like it's going to be like for adults, like what I saw.
It'll probably go down a more like Winter Soldier sort of mature-esque sort of vibe to it, but not go full-blown into the horror genre. But,
it just depends if they come back, because I've already saw the Marvel Zombies episode from Rotten.
Yep. Next up, we have Koshi Ichi, and he said Black Widow was good, but loved Florence Pugh, especially in it. Wow.
Ooh, she's fit as fuck.
I'd agree.
I agree. Zach Braff is a very, very lucky man. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Zach Braff. Is that the one from Scrubs?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. She's.
Whoa.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. I learn something new every day. Hey.
Yeah.
Koshi Ichi says, "Dear Mike, the live stream, my wish is that you tell me as a wonderful heartwarming story about when you first saw your favourite courtroom drama. Thanks."
Favorite courtroom drama. Trying to think of courtroom dramas off the top of my head.
The one that comes to mind for me that I love is 12 Angry Men.
Oh God, yeah, that. Yeah, I'd probably say that one. It's kind of like almost not really a courtroom drama because it just takes place in that one room. But it I guess it is really. But it's just such an amazing film the way, because I think when I first watched that film, it didn't sound that interesting to me, like just 12 guys in a room like, talking. But it's the acting and the dialogue is just amazing, and you're just glued to your screen, like wanting to know what's going to happen. It's just a really good film.
Yeah, it's like the last thing that movie is a boring movie with 12 guys speaking in a room. That is the last thing that movie is. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
everything flawless. Just nothing wrong with it. Yeah.
That's another one I need to watch. Never seen it before.
Yeah. It's like watching.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like watching a play on TV, but
really,
it's so compelling. It's just really, really great film.
Yeah. So it's got a really good story.
You just hooked.
Yeah.
It's not even a story. It's just it's a really long conversation. That's the movie.
Yeah.
Between 12 people. And it's just it's just great. It's just sort of about this one guy has a different opinion to these 11 other people in the room, and it's just about them finding the common ground and trying to listen to each other's opinions, and it's just phenomenal.
And he's slowly trying to convince all of the other guys like that what he thinks is right, and just they all start to change their opinions.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't even really push his opinion. He's just like they sort of like 11 of them agree, right? This guy is guilty. We're sending him to death. And he's just like, he says not guilty. He's the only one who says not guilty, and he's like, I can't say guilty because I don't feel comfortable sending someone to death without talking about it first. I just can't do it. And then the conversation just absolutely grows into this mesmerizing film, and it's just flawless.
That actually sounds really interesting. I'm definitely going to have to give that one
It's
a
a
go.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
Sidney Lumet's best film. Yeah.
Oh, definitely would love to watch that. So yeah. Marvel fan says Spider-Man 4 was supposed to have Bruce Campbell as Mysterio and John Malkovich as Vulture, but there is a video of the storyboard for the final fight.
Yeah, I seem to recall the development for Spider-Man 4, like not long after the third one had come out. Yeah. And then I remember hearing all these rumors of who was going to be the villains, and then eventually they just cancelled it. And I remember being like devastated when they cancelled it.
Yeah, I was gutted. I was gutted when they cancelled that. I really, really did like those movies.
I was expecting a film in 2009 because at the time I never really used the internet, never really followed news for movies, and I was like, oh, we should be hearing about Spider-Man 4. And then I did ask them, and they said they ain't doing it. They canned it because they're going to reboot it. And I was like, no. It definitely is heartbreaking when they didn't announce they were going to do a Spider-Man 4.
Yep.
But, yeah. I suppose at the end of the day, it all worked out in the end. But Koroshi Ichi says, because of Spielberg's West Side Story, I've got more respect for Rob Zombie's Halloween. I fucking hate you, Spielberg. You.
I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, at least you know Rob Zombie's Halloween is different. It's not like for like remake of the original, but his Halloween is not good. If that makes sense, it's different, but it's not good.
And his second one is even worse. I just can't
I wouldn't wipe my ass for that
one.
Yeah.
I'd rather wipe my ass with sandpaper than with that fucking film.
They should put that on the front cover of the DVD for that film. Brilliant work.
It's awful. There's
something about Rob Zombie films that are just so like ugly, and the characters in all his films, they're all like trailer trash kind of characters, and they're all just not likable people. And it's just hard
you can't root for anyone. In his movies. I didn't mind the Devil's Rejects. I thought that was okay. Like I had a fun time with the Devil's Rejects, but I think that movie after that movie, I just sort of feel all Rob Zombied out.
Yeah,
like I just felt like that.
Yeah, and the one before it was House of the Thousand Corpses or something. I think that was the first one. Yeah, they're okay, but just some of the characters in those films are just horrible.
Yeah. I can't get on board with them. Yeah.
Isn't he doing the new Monsters remake?
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting one.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Is it still going to go for a comedy vibe, or is it going to be a bit darker?
I'm kind of hoping that it's more for kids, because I'm just really interested to see what Rob Zombie does with like a kids film. just be interesting.
A Rob Zombie kids film, that is an interesting idea.
Oh God.
DVD from Film Bloke says, honestly, Army of Darkness was pretty unfunny. I found it more annoying, a bit below average, a 5 out of 10.
Okay. That's fair enough. I still have a good time with Army of Darkness. I do think it's okay. I think it's the weakest out of the trilogy.
Yeah.
But it kind of feels like a wrap up to the Evil Dead trilogy, but it felt like a third movie for being the sake of a third movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one. Its tone is completely different to the first two.
Yeah, I think like the trilogy as a whole is quite highly regarded, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Seems to be like a capable series.
Well, look at the arm here, aren't I? I'm going to rate them all for you. First two are absolutely amazing. Right? Third one turns it more into a comedy-esque action approach to the whole series. And it loses that horror vibe, which is missing. Pardon me. So, which it was missing. And if they continued that route, if they made a fourth film, it could have been shit. So look at this, the end as a trilogy as they did. Because that's what I would say. Sorry, I've been busy.
The TV show is worth watching as well, the Ash vs. Evil Dead. That's
definitely.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of positive things about that one. I want to see that.
Like literally every episode is just fun. Like there's never not an episode that's like filler or slow. There's just non-stop action and horror in every episode.
Yeah, it just continues.
Yeah.
Straight after that, continues. There's no. It's what's great about it is like had that horror element, had the comedy element, and it just works so well together. That's what's so great. And that's what Army of Darkness was missing.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, dog.
And next up, we've got Koroshia Ichi, and he says, "Sorry about that, everyone. Forgot my medication. I'm fine now."
Medicine.
Medicine.
Meditation.
Jeez.
Yeah, when I saw Pete, at least you didn't fuck up the intro when you first came on today. That was a change.
DVD Film Bloke says, "I like horror sequels that take the piss, like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Seed of Chucky, and Texas Chainsaw 2. I heard Texas Chainsaw 2 is certainly out there.
I need to get us. Like, don't get me wrong, it is a bad film, but it's a really fun bad film. It's one of those. Yeah. I need to look at it on Arrow, and I still need to pick that up.
Yep, that's good. What's your thoughts on the three films, Andy?
Elm Street 6, I don't think is good. If I'm honest, it's not. Seed of Chucky it's one of the worst films ever made, but I still kind of like it for what it is. Yeah. It's really bad, but really entertaining. And Texas Chainsaw 2 is like, it couldn't be more far away from the original, but still entertaining.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of Elm Street 6, but the other two, Seed of Chucky's awful, but still entertaining, but Texas Chainsaw 2 is pretty good for what it is.
Right. Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare, that's number 6.
Yeah.
It tries to turn itself into a 3D film. That's what it tries to turn into, even though it's not even in 3D. Yeah, that's what they try. That's what they try to do. And like when I watched it for the first time, it's like half of it. Some of it's in 3D, right? It's actual in 3D colors, like red or green, or like purple or green, that kind of red and blue. I was like, okay. The time when it goes like full proper colors is when some lass put some 3D glasses on. I was like, what the fuck's this? What the fuck's going on? And I think I started watching. I think I was watching them when I was a kid anyway. When I watched them all. It was on. I think it was 5-star back when I used to watch it.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? I would literally think to myself, I've seen better stuff than this. And and the whole film is just a waste of time. Like they
Yeah.
bring Johnny Depp back for like one cameo, and it's just him just like doing some kind of fucking cooking session or what the hell it was. It's just like, what the fuck's this? Who even directed this film? Richard Talalay, the director who directed the Cybermen episodes on Doctor Who.
Did he? Oh. What about you, Mike? What did you thought of these 3 films?
I think Elm Street 6 is awful. I hate it. There's just moments in it where it's like it's trying to be Looney Tunes, and
Really?
there's a scene where like Freddy is like the Wicked Witch of the West, and there's like
don't guys remember that. I literally couldn't remember when that happened. Which film was that? Was that number 6?
Yeah, 6, yeah.
Oh, fuck, right, okay.
And there's like a scene where he's playing like a computer game, and he's got like the control on like his glove, and it's just I hate it.
I remember that.
I actually haven't seen Seed of Chucky. I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise, the Chucky franchise. I've only seen like the first 4.
Like the ones I've got. I was lucky to get them 1, 2, and 3 because they really were ready to get on.
Yeah, and then Texas Chainsaw 2. That's probably the only one of those 3 films that I think is pretty good. Like you say, Andy, it's like the complete opposite of the first one.
Yeah,
but it's good. It's entertaining in a different kind of way.
Yeah, there's a character in that film called Chop Top. And it's just like when you want someone to leave because it's just they're making something so uncomfortable and they just won't leave. It's like it creates a really, really unsettling situation. Well, it's really good. Like that's the scene that stuck out to me the most when I first watched it.
Anyway, I actually got some arrows.
Did you?
Yeah, there's my new ones.
Oh. Go on in, show us.
Had to pick up Deep Red. Been meaning to watch this for ages, man. Looks really interesting. I'm going to watch the Italian, the Italian dub because the English dub's not meant to be really that good because half of it's all gone.
Yeah, it's a lot shorter, I think.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to watch the Italian. Doesn't really make a difference. But I'll see how that goes.
I love Deep Red. Yeah.
I'm sure that edition of Deep Red's only got like one version of the film on it. If you look at the runtime, it's only got one runtime, not
it's
127. Yeah, that's the one that I've got. I think there's one a little bit shorter than that, isn't there? I think it's about 100 minutes or 110.
This is the original version, so I've got the director's cut.
Yeah.
And I don't even know why I picked this up. This is look daft. The Sister Street Fighter collection.
They're fun. I did watch one. It's silly daft kung fu action. Got Sonny Chiba in there from Doberman Cop. It's all right. It's not too bad. You paid about $10 for that, didn't you? You get 4 films. It's pretty good.
Well, I've been doing some research about them, right? Yeah. The 4th one, it's not actually an official sequel to the. It's meant to be a trilogy. It's called the Sister Street Fighter trilogy, but they made an unofficial movie back later on in the 80s, and it wasn't really connected to and everything, but they still used the Tory production line. I was like. Okay, so this doesn't make any fucking sense, in my opinion, but I'll see how it goes because I like martial arts and it's Japanese as well.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not too bad for like £2.50 a film. But yeah, next up we've got Koroshi Ichi, and he says Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is awesome. Cool. Next up we've got Lydia here. Hey Lydia, thanks for joining.
Hi Lydia.
Next.
DVD Even Film Vote says, yeah, the first one is better, but the second one is great. Of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Gonna have to give that one a watch. Yeah, love the Christmas Party Gone Wrong type of sets of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 a lot. That one's horribly funny.
Oh God, that's just
Yeah, yeah, we're not going to talk about politics on this channel. Dear Mike and Andy, thank you for the synthesis of 12 Angry Men, which I didn't ask for. I'll give you a 6 out of 10 because it's still kind of heartwarming. Oh, and no, that's the gin.
Oh, so he hasn't had his pills and now he's on the gin. Ooh. Yeah, now where this thing's going to.
And when Alfie popped up, DVD from Film Bloke says, "Hi, doggy." And Koroshia Ichi says, "What a cute doggy."
Well, basically, he was sitting on my seat. I was like, "Why are you sitting on my seat, boy?" I picked it up, and I put on his, but then, I don't know, it went on the other chair.
Marvel fan says Rob Zombie is rebooting the Monsters. I'm hoping he doesn't destroy it because it was a good series, but if he ruins it, the fans won't be happy. It's an interesting project for him to take his hands up, and I am kind of worried about it. Definitely like hearing all this Halloween stuff, like what he done and what he took the franchise in. Hopefully he'll stick true to the roots, but I don't know. Isn't his wife starring in it?
Yeah, that's the only worst thing is. Like
I think she stars in all of his films, doesn't she?
Yeah, does
she?
Yeah.
So it's a bit like Paul Wes Anderson with Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the thing is, right? What doesn't make sense is like Lady Monster, right? Sherry Moon Zombie. She doesn't look the part.
I can remember looking at the pictures of like the set, and it does kind of look a bit interesting. The one who plays Grandad, is it Grandad? The older one is a bit of an interesting choice. I didn't thought he really looked right, but I don't know. We'll wait and see.
But look, if you get rid of that mustache, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Don't like the mustache.
Yeah. Moving on, we've got David here, and he says, "Hey Ryan, you should do a Blu-ray collection. It'll be nice to see what you've got."
What, mine? Have mine Zaro. And I'm still collecting. I've got a nice set. I could do something like that, but if I did, it will take us a really long time. I've got been for chatting for too long.
Yep. Next up, he says, "Ryan, what is your favourite Christmas movie? Name 5 movies."
Right. Jingle All the Way. Elf. Muppets Christmas Carol. And the last 2 is really hard. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, Ryan. What have you said so far?
Jingle All the Way. Muppets Christmas Carol and Elf. That's what I said so far. The Grinch.
Okay.
I like the Grinch. And Bad Santa. There you
go. Good picks.
Fuck the second one because it's shit.
Yep. What about Andy? Do you want to name 5 Christmas films you love?
Oh, Muppets Christmas Carol, Home Alone, Love Actually, Christmas Vacation, and Jingle All the Way.
Good picks. What about you, Mike?
Probably Scrooged.
Yeah.
Muppet Christmas Carol. There was one you just said, Andy, and I can't remember which one it was.
Is it Christmas Vacation?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Maybe Die Hard, if we're going to call it a Christmas film.
Yeah.
And probably Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
For me, probably Love Actually. I do like the first the Santa Claus film, Scrooged, do like first Home Alone, and I'm going to say Muppets Christmas Carol. Love that film. Here we go. DVD from Film Bloke says someone needs to make an actual game based on Freddy played in Elm Street 6. Also thought it was hilarious. 1, 3, and 7 are better, but part 6 is pretty funny.
See, right, this is what I'm going to say, right? 4, 5, and 6 are just like comedies. That's what they are. They're literally comedies. And they try to do that, and they're just totally shit. You know what I do? I do laugh at them.
They're tonally very different to the first 3. Like they look like more like MTV commercials than like actual horror films.
Yeah.
And New Nightmare is a masterpiece. It's a really good one.
Yeah, I don't like New Nightmare. I'm not a fan of it.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I think it's the storyline, like where it takes it. It's not. They make it more like if like the characters are actually fiction in the film within a film. That's I can see where you're going from there. So yeah,
I know there's a lot of love for that film, but I don't like it as much as most people do. I just don't think it's a good film. I don't think it's got a good idea, but I just don't think it's executed very well, in my opinion. I think it's like it's definitely one of the better ones, but like I prefer it over 5 and 6. But it doesn't come much higher than that for me. I actually prefer 2 over 7, if I'm honest. Yeah, 1 and 3 will always be my favorites, and I think 2's kind of underrated.
I would say 2 is probably the scariest of all of them.
Yeah.
I think Freddy's actually quite sinister in that film. He's quite mean in it.
Yeah. Even though he's like hardly in it, he's like you still feel his presence.
Yeah.
And like you can't go wrong as well with Marshall Bell. I mean, just like what a fucking random actor, but I just absolutely love it when he pops up in a film.
Yeah.
Like Marshall Bell's like such a great character actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he like pop up in Twins and Total Recall.
And Starship Troopers.
Yeah, Starship Troopers. Stand By Me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
DVD Film Bloke says, "This is your brain on drugs? Questions? Bang, yes. What are you on? Looks like a frying pan and some eggs to me."
That's the Johnny Depp quote.
From, this is all right.
From
the really?
Oh, man.
That's gone completely over my head. I thought it was a quote from one of the Nightmare films. DVD from Film Bloke says, "I actually need to watch Army of Darkness again because I might find it funny out of context."
Yeah.
Yeah, is that... What line's that from? Yep. Koshi Ichi says, "Ryan, has Pete taken you and the guys to the sex club like he promised 2 weeks ago?"
Yes, fuck all, nowhere near. Like seriously, I've been waiting 2 weeks to go, and he still hasn't right up. When we're going to the sex club, I was like, "I didn't know, mate. Didn't know." He's like, he likes to put it off every single week. That's what he likes to do, because he's he's actually he become a to learn the way of so you can learn the way of the Force.
Anyway, let's move on from that, shall we, Ryan?
Yep.
Nightmare on Elm Street's Johnny Depp cameo. Yep. Marvel fan says Sylvester McCoy is the Monsters reboot. The rest of the cast I've never heard of. I didn't even know Sylvester McCoy was going to be in it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
I am in.
I'm kind of interested now. But yeah, DVD film bloke. Some great Christmas films here. Die Hard, Gremlins. Yeah, Gremlins, fantastic.
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Never ever seen it. Never seen one of the Lampoon's films at all. Home Alone and maybe The Trading Places or It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, I've got Trading Places to watch. Really intrigued to watch that one. I've heard so many great comments about it, and It's a Wonderful Life's a good film. I like it. What about you guys? What do you think of these films?
Yeah, like most of them. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I like all of them.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
It's a Wonderful Life. It's not one of my Christmas go-tos. I know it's a great film and that, but it's not one I go back to every year. Trading Places is great. Trading Places is great, but there's some parts of it, in my opinion, that don't hold up anymore, like Dan Aykroyd blackface.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, it doesn't hold up anymore. The humor. Christmas Vacation was a movie I didn't grow up on. Like, I only saw that I think about 6 years ago for the first time, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was great. It was everything I wanted it to be, and it's brilliant. It's one of the best Christmas films in my opinion. It's probably the best vacation film as well. Probably just pips the first one. But yeah, Home Alone, Gremlins, and Die Hard have all been classics to me. Like, from when I was a kid, always just grew up on those three movies. Die Hard, I think, runs the line of, I don't think it's as easy saying it is or it isn't a Christmas film. It's very much Christmas is there, but it's not at the forefront.
No, it's definitely more background than actual part of the plot, shall we say.
It's there enough, but it's not there enough to anchor that movie down to being just watched at Christmas. You can watch Die Hard any time of the year.
I mean, I was going to say, if that was set for argument's sake at Halloween or Easter, then would that be classed as a Halloween film or an Easter film for the same reason as it's classed as a Christmas film?
Yeah.
But yeah, still a fantastic film. And yeah, I can see how people do say it's a Christmas film. It's hard to say it isn't, and it's hard to say it is. DVD Film Bloke says Alf and Muppets Christmas Carol are honourable mentions. I'm not the biggest fan of Alf, to be fair. I don't mind it, it's all right, but I'm not the biggest Will Ferrell fan. Some things I like him in, some things I don't. What about you, Andy?
Alf, it's not that I don't think Will Ferrell's the issue with that movie. I don't think Alf is a very good script. I think it's very cliched.
Yeah.
It's been a movie that's been done millions of times before. It just doesn't do anything new apart from the fact that it's set at Christmas.
Yeah.
It's just really cliched Elf, and I'm finding more and more of the issues with it as each year goes by and I rewatch it. But Christmas Carol I love. What the Muppets one. I absolutely love it. There's a version as well. There's a Disney version with Mickey Mouse and Scrooge McDuck. It's only about 25 minutes long, but it's really good. Like, it really
Scrooge
does justice
McDuck
to the story.
is Scrooge, isn't he? Yeah, I've got that on VHS, I think.
Yeah, Scrooge McDuck is Scrooge, and I think Mickey Mouse is Bob Cratchit. Donald Duck plays Fred Scrooge. Yeah, I can remember that. Used to love that as a kid. Yeah, it's a great adaptation of it.
Yeah, I think it is as well. What about you, Mike? What do you think of them two films?
Yeah, I love Christmas Carol. Just a classic from my childhood. Elf, I haven't seen for a long time. I think, like you, Pete, I'm not the biggest Will Ferrell fan. I just don't find him funny, like, in the slightest. So that's probably why I haven't gone back to that film.
Yeah. Right. Okay, I only got up to Elm Street 3, did not see the rest. I heard the reboot from 2010 is quite bad, at least. I did not watch that. Yeah. I've heard the reboot isn't very good, Nightmare on Elm Street.
it was just so forgettable. Like as soon as I watched that film, I couldn't remember anything from it.
Yeah, doesn't interest DVD from Film Bloke either. David Beach says, "Hey guys, what's your favorite Blu-ray box sets that you own?"
Ooh. Don't worry, it's not porn.
Easiest one to say would be Star Wars, the 6-movie collection.
See, I've got the despecialized ones, and I love them. I think they're better than the.
They're the best ones to get if you can get them.
They're the best ones to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the Lord of the Rings extended edition Blu-ray box set.
Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Star Trek as well. It's maybe. It's great. I'll give a shout out to the James Bond one as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Back to the Future for me. That's another good box set.
Ooh. I still need to get that.
I do love the third one. I think the third one's a lot of fun.
Nothing wrong with the third one. It's just the weakest. That's the thing, but it's still fun.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? Have you got any box sets that's your favourites?
It would have to be like one of the Arrow ones. I've got maybe I've got the Hellraiser Scarlet box set that came out.
Oh,
like quite
that limited edition set. Oh
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like the biggest fan of the Hellraiser films, but that box set's just like beautiful. Just the amount,
really nice.
the amount of contents in it's just great. So that is one of my favorites, and I've also got the Phantasm films from Arrow that came out.
Did you get it with the ball?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember I got that with I had like do you ever remember when HMV used to do the vote, like you had that card and you get points on it. Yeah, I remember I built
HMV, I think.
Yeah, I remember I built up like £50 worth of points, so I only got it for like 20 quid because I think it was like 70 quid. So yeah, but those two are like the box sets that stick out as my favorites.
Yeah, they're good box sets. They're quite rare now, I think.
Yeah, I think that Hellraiser one goes for quite a lot.
DB Full Bloke says, I've seen all 7 of them and Freddy vs. Jason. I do need to watch Freddy's Nightmares. That's the TV series, isn't it? Yeah, I've seen 1 or 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, that's the one that you cannot get on DVD. You're going to only get certain episodes. So yeah, I think on the Blu-ray box that I've got, there's a few episodes of it on one of the special features discs. So
yeah,
probably give them a watch. I do actually need to watch that box set. But hey, Soph's asking a very good question.
Very Sooty.
What is your favourite Sooty episode?
I did have to read it. I saw the message earlier and I was like, "Oh, favorite Sooty episode." I'll let you have to say that. Ooh, I do like the one where what's his name? Is it Michael? Is it the guy? Matthew says, "Sweet, yeah, could you get a clock, please?" And he brings a little chicken. He said, "I mean, clocks, not cocks." I can't believe they actually said that on the kids' show. Should it really? They're supposed to say chicks. That's what it's supposed to be. But I think they're trying to put a bit of rhyme in there, and that's why they say cocks instead. But it's like if that's what they wanted to say, they could say that if they want to. But there's no way you can get away from that now.
No, that's fun. What about you, Andy?
Probably the one with the comforters.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about that quite a bit with Soph.
Yeah, that's one I really like. And the one with the broken watches. Yeah.
What about you, Mike?
I mean, Sooty is a distant memory for me. I've only got glimpses of it from childhood. I can barely remember it. I wouldn't be able to name an episode.
No, I haven't seen Sooty in years until Soph reintroduced us to it. she like watches it at like 2 or 3 in the morning. We haven't all.
Yeah. What I've learned about it is Sweep can be a bit of a narky fucker and Sue is a bit of a bitch.
Perfectly put. Yeah.
That's really all I could take away from it. Yeah.
Mm.
You know what? Right, I had a look. Right, I'm just having a look at my Arrow stuff. Yeah. Right.
Yep.
I did look at it. You see how that looks a bit crap.
Yeah, the other artwork's better.
Look, it makes it more like. Yeah, I like that. That's much
Yeah, the artwork's better. I did tell you about that. The artwork's better. But I did like the video that Soph put up about the baby shark one. I thought that was quite cute.
Yeah.
Oh, not that baby shark one. Like seriously, I was horrified when I saw that.
Yeah. Or there was that one that Soph likes where Sweep is asleep. Koroshi Ichi says, watch Tokyo Godfathers just before the stream. Great Christmas movie. Oh, never heard of it. Have you seen it, Andy?
No, never heard of it.
I've heard of it because I'm anime.
Oh, it's an anime, is it? Oh,
yeah, it is. Yeah, now that looks.
Yep. So is that any good, Ryan? Tokyo Godfathers?
I'm seeing it. It's on Netflix, right? Because I've just renewed my Netflix subscription. Right.
That's good. Yeah.
So means Pete, we can watch films again.
Yep. Yep.
Fantastic. So tomorrow I watch party.
Yep. Have you seen it, Mike?
No, I've not seen it.
I've never heard of it before. Marvel fan said, I genuinely forgot about Freddy versus Jason while I watched it.
What?
And,
What? How can you forget about Freddy vs. Jason? It's one of the most baddest fun movies out there. Literally, it's shit, but it's absolutely amazing shit. It's just like it's just a fun film.
For me, it's forgettable.
What?
It's forgettable.
Oh my god!
It's like one of the. It's like two of the biggest horror icons coming together, and the movie's just meh. It's just like meh. It just doesn't. Yeah, it's forgettable. Sorry, but it is for me.
Have you seen it, Mike?
Yeah, I loved it as a teenager. But yeah, I think it could have been better.
Yeah.
Should have it should have had Pinhead in the end of it. That's what I needed. Because right, and how I'm going into weird law here. Right, sorry. In the original script, there was multiple scripts on how Freddy and Jason were going to get taken away, and how the final like.
I caught the button, sorry.
How dare you? Oh, you're fight, come on, bring it on. Do. Right, okay. Let's just get in what I was about to say.
Let's just get through this, Ryan. Come on.
Well, I've been trying to get out my gum until I was muted, but okay. Well, there was two storylines. Like before you got the storyline in the actual movie. There was one where Freddy and Jason were going to get took to hell with a big, massive water hand going up like this.
Yep.
And they're going to get grabbed and then straight down to hell, and then you're going to see them getting tortured. But there's another ending where Pinhead comes into mind.
Right.
And literally also when they were fighting, Pinhead comes out of nowhere and literally shooks like the hook, the hooks and all that kind of stuff.
The hooks, yeah.
What were you and all that? And I'm going to say, and literally was going to tear them apart and literally to the body parts, and that's why literally why wasn't this a thing? I wanted to say that would have been amazing because I love all the horror franchises at first, but I wanted to see that happen because it would have just been me just laughing my head off. Like that's what you get for being fucking like mental serial killers. But it didn't happen.
No.
Due to it was a problem trying to get Doug Bradley.
Yeah.
Because it's owned by a different company. So yeah.
Owned by a different movie studio, isn't it? Yeah. DVD and Film Bloke says, "Oh bugger, I forgot Nightmare Before Christmas." Yeah, great film. Love that. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
See, I hear some
people. What do
people
you think of that one? Yeah.
And I hear some people say that film's not a Christmas film and that it's a Halloween film, and then I hear people say the opposite. So I don't know which one it is.
It seems to fall in both categories, don't it? Some people say it's a horror, some say it's a Christmas. I'll class it as a bit of both, to be fair. Once we get Halloween, it's the perfect time to watch it.
Exactly.
Do you like the film, Andy?
Yeah, I love it. I've watched it with a few people who've never seen it before, and they just can't get into it. They just hated it. But for me, I think it's one of the first films I ever saw at the cinema. When it first came out, I adore it so much. I just think it's great. It feels like one of those movies you have to watch at Halloween, and then just before Jack Skellington gets to Christmas Town, pause it, and then pick it up in Christmas.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like that. David Beach says, "Have you met anyone famous in your life or famous actors?" And I know Mike has.
Mike has. Yeah.
Yeah, quite a lot. Yeah. I mean, John Carpenter, Mads Mikkelsen, Robert Englund, Sam Neill. Just trying to look at the pictures behind me. Yeah.
You met Robert Patrick, haven't you?
Robert Patrick, yeah. Christopher, what's his name? Highlander.
Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Lambert.
Lambert.
Billy Boyd from Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Just because I used to go to a lot of conventions, but yeah, I probably won't do that much anymore.
That's great. That is a very impressive lineup of celebrities you've met.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Andy? Have you met anyone famous or seen anybody famous?
Not really, no. Not to the scale that Mike has. No.
Same here. I would say the only person I've seen who's, I say fairly famous, but he isn't really, is Nick Cotton from EastEnders. We've also got Kermit's Ghost here. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Alan. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Hey. Pardon me.
Yeah. Good evening, Kermit's Ghost. Good evening, David.
Good evening. Good evening.
Marvel fan, yep. A lot of Merry Christmas. Yep. Yeah. I'm going through the comments and the comments are going weird. Sorry about this. But yeah, here we go. DVD and Film Bloke says, "Oh yeah, I had the pure H&B card. I actually got the Indiana Jones set for a tenner." That's cool.
Not bad.
It was just like a plain white card, weren't it? With like the H&B logo on, I think.
I think I've still got mine. Hang on.
Yeah.
It's a bit battered now, but that was it.
Yeah, I can remember that. I think I might still have mine somewhere around the house. It'll turn up eventually. They were going to relaunch it, weren't they? But then like COVID happened, and then they were going to do it this year, but nothing more's been said. It's a shame because if they did, we all would amass quite an amount of points, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, particularly with that new deal that's on the 2 for $20 on Blu-rays, and there's like new releases as well. Yeah,
some of them like literally just come out, like Ron's Gone Wrong and like Candyman, and is it Stillwater, that Matt Damon one that just come out?
Yeah, it's on the. I wasn't a fan of that film. I thought it was boring as fuck. But yeah.
That's a good deal, definitely, if you were interested in them films. But yeah, I think like with shops like moving out of physical media and H&V seem to be getting more success. I know I went in there today and that being packed. If they had like a reward card, that would help them even further to get more customers and more people coming back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Camus Ghost said, thank you, hope you have a good family. Cause Tootie Poo Smash.
Okay. What the hell?
Is this a quote from the film? I'm so confused. I'm confused.
Let's continue.
Is that autocorrect gone wrong? But yeah. According to H&V staff in Brighton, the points card will make a return next year. Oh, good. That'd be brilliant.
Probably cost you £3.
Yeah.
That's what normally do. £3 for the user cards. And...
DVD from Film Bloke says, also, yeah, Sweep got a lot of abuse and Sue was a bitch.
Sue's just a total fucking cow, man. She's just like...
Yeah, she's a stroppy one, definitely.
Yeah.
She reminds me of Bella from the Tweenies.
Yeah. I fucking hated Bella from the Tweenies, man. What a chair. Seriously.
Yeah.
What she needed was a roundhouse kick to the face from Jean-Claude Van Damme. just so she could fucking stop being absolute irritable bitch.
Brilliant. Love it.
The death of Bella. Bang on the dot. Okay. Death by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
This one I'm quite interested in. There was an episode where Sweet pissed the bed.
Oh, great.
Oh, geez. David says, have you watched the latest Scooby-Doo movie live? I don't know which one this is. This is Scoob from last year, or did they release a new one this year?
It's those like animation ones that they normally do every year.
Yeah. I haven't
been a
seen
while.
Scooby-Doo films since like the live action ones.
Yeah. I think my favorite Scooby-Doo movie is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
Ooh, yes.
I can remember that one, yeah. I always used to like Cyber Chase. That was a good one.
Oh, that's another good one. Huh? Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, yeah. See, I think the noughties and the early 90s had the really good top-notch Scooby-Doo films.
Yeah.
Like for our generation. But I think when it started to get, I would say the 2010s. The 2010s, I just think it went down. It's starting to get more kiddie. It's just like it's not the ones that we grew up watching.
Yeah, I agree. What about you, Mike? What's your favourite Scooby-Doo movie, like animated ones or the live action?
The only animated one I can remember is the Zombie Island one. That was the first one, wasn't it? The first animated film.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. And I do have a soft spot for the first live action film. I mean, I remember me and you, Andy, just watching that in Wales.
We went to Wales, didn't we? And we watched it with a couple of other mates, and
we only had like 5. Yeah, we had like 5 films to choose from, and that was one of them. And,
yeah.
Yeah, I do think that film's quite funny. I know it's not great. It's a bit questionable in places. Not exactly a kids' film, but
no, the whole Soul thing was quite dark for a kids' film.
Yeah. It sexualizes a couple of characters as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Soph says, Sue's a cow, Sweep is my fave. Jason done me a drawing of Sweep. Yeah, it was a great drawing as well.
Yeah.
Marvel fan says, is this pure card purchase for Indiana Jones box set? Was this lately, or was this back when H&B was going into administration? I think they stopped the card like when they went into administration, weren't it?
Yeah. I think I tried using it once when they were like going through that, and they wouldn't accept it.
Because I think they went into administration twice, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
DVD from Film Bloke says City surprisingly had a lot of adult jokes and is surprisingly not painful to watch as an adult. So sure, there's some corny jokes, but it's for kids. So what do you expect?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it's actually quite fun rewatching it.
Yeah. I find that with nostalgic shows, you know, from your kids, if you go back to them, they are quite fun. Like, I fucking love Power Rangers, man. Like that first season thing. I go back and watch that.
Yep.
No.
Fucking great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should hear listen to the Megadeth version of that song. That's pretty good.
Marvel fan says it's been ages since I saw City. I actually forgot what happens in each episode.
I think everyone vaguely remembers what happens in each episode unless you watch it. That's the thing. I still can't what happens in a film.
Soph says, can I say, guys, I'm not obsessed with City and Co. You're just a little fan. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if there was a Sooty and Co crossed with like Scottish Peppa Pig?
Even though I've already seen that Scottish Peppa Pig thing.
I'd pay to see that. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I would.
You just thought it wasn't supposed to be hot.
David Beach says, have you watched the latest Scoob 2020 movie? No, I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's not that good. You seen it, Mike?
No.
No. Who remembers the TV show Jamie and the Magic Torch?
It rings a bell.
No.
I don't remember.
I think it does, but I can't remember much about it.
No, I can't.
No. Yeah, we're not going to talk about politics. But yeah. DVD from Filmbug says, also, yeah, I don't like Bella from the Tweenies either. Yeah.
You're just a bossy cow. It was just like, go up.
Yeah. Yeah. I never used to like her as a kid, but now I think, oh my gosh, what a cow.
Yeah.
And Soph says, leave it out, Pete.
Well, perfect answer.
Yep. And we are at the end of the comments. So yeah, shall we finish it up for tonight, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
now.
that's fine. 2.5 hours. I think we've done really well. I found this more great, and I find them both quite great. And to be fair,
Yeah.
yeah. And I hate Jake as an adult. Yeah, because isn't that Justin Fletcher who voiced him, Mr. Tumble, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the only one DVD and film bloke can stand is Milo.
Yeah, or the dog, Doodles. Is it Doodles?
Yeah, Doodles.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, DVD Phil Bloke says good
Hey,
night.
hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm
we're
ready
gonna
to
wrap up for
play
tonight.
Brontosaurus with the trees.
And on that note, we'll finish for tonight. Thank you ever so much, everybody, for watching tonight. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll see you sometime soon. Final comment of the night. Good night, everyone. And if I don't see you before, have a wonderful Christmas and an awesome New Year. Same goes to you, Alan, and everybody
Same
watching.
to you, Alan.
Same to you.
Thanks ever so much, Andy, again for joining. Thank you ever so much, Mike, and thanks for joining, Ryan. And thank you at home for watching. We might have a live stream next week. I don't know, but we'll definitely be back in the new year either way. But if we do have one next week, I'll keep you noted. Anyway, thanks ever so much, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.